The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. John Milton, Paradise Lost. Embark with us on a peaceful journey through the Savanna of the mind, where we will unravel the mysteries of feelings that sometimes seem to arise out of nowhere. Take a deep breath, relax, and allow yourself to follow a light and inspired reflection on how to deal with what worries us. Have you ever felt an inner restlessness that seems to come from nowhere? That feeling that your heart is pounding too fast, your breathing gets shallow, and your head fills with a fog of confused thoughts, even when there's no obvious reason to worry? Well, imagine that's the experience of Eli the elephant. Eli lives in a lush savanna, a place of peace, where grass is plentiful, water is fresh, and mud baths are a delight. But even amidst such tranquility, Eli wakes up many mornings with an uneasy feeling, an inexplicable weight in his chest. The truth is, in Eli's savanna, there are no lions in sight, no imminent storms. But even so, his mind starts firing questions as if under attack. What if I get lost on the way to the river today? Swing. What if the group laughs at my trunk during the bath? What if I forget something very important before sleeping? These thoughts race through Eli's mind non-stop, jumping back and forth like a gang of mischievous monkeys, leaping from branch to branch, creating endless clamour in his head. This inner restlessness, this flood of thoughts, is what we call anxiety. And anxiety is like a natural alarm inside Eli's head. The problem is, this alarm seems to go off even when there's no real danger around. Imagine the brain as the watcher in a savanna observation tower. If the watcher spots a wisp of smoke, even if it's just dust kicked up by a tiny gust of wind far away, he might ring the alarm bell as if the entire forest were on fire. It's Eli's body's way of trying to protect him, but sometimes this protection is a bit overdone. Anxiety is exactly that, an exaggerated reaction of the body trying to protect us from something that, most of the time, isn't a real threat. It's extremely useful if, in fact, there were a hungry lion lurking. But what about when it's just a bush, gently rustling in the afternoon breeze? Eli's body still enters fight or flight mode. His heart pounds like a tribal drum. His breathing quickens as if he's running from something. His muscles tense, preparing him to flee, even without knowing from what. All that energy gets trapped inside him with nowhere to go. And that's where the great confusion and discomfort arise. To avoid that unpleasant feeling that appears out of nowhere, Eli starts avoiding things he used to enjoy. He no longer goes to the animal gatherings by the lake. He stops playing and rolling in the grass with his friends. He stops going out to explore new watering holes, all to avoid that alarm feeling. But ironically, the more Eli avoids, the more anxiety grows, like a mud ball rolling downhill, getting bigger, heavier, and harder to stop. The core of the problem is that when Eli avoids situations or places that make him anxious, he never gets the chance to discover that he is, in fact, capable of handling them. It's as if he thinks that bridge over the river might collapse, but out of fear, he never crosses it to see if it's safe. Every time he flees a situation, his brain receives the wrong message. Phew, we escaped a great danger. But in reality, there was no danger at all. And next time, Eli's internal alarm rings even louder, reinforcing the idea that the world is a threatening place. One day, when Eli is at his most isolated and worried, he encounters Tina the turtle. Tina is the most patient creature in the savannah. She doesn't run, doesn't rush, and has an unparalleled ability to listen. Eli, hesitant at first, begins to pour out everything he feels, the thoughts, the sensations, the fear of things that don't exist. And as he speaks, an important thing happens. Eli realizes that by externalizing his anxiety, by giving it a voice, it shrinks, losing a bit of its oppressive power. It doesn't disappear completely, but it becomes less frightening. Tina, with her ancient wisdom, nods slowly and begins to teach Eli 3 turtle tricks, with a calm that only a turtle can possess. 1. The belly breath. Tina instructs Eli, "Eli, place your paw on your belly. Now, inhale deeply through your nose, counting silently to 4, feeling your belly expand like a balloon. Hold your breath gently for 2 seconds, and then slowly release it through your mouth, counting to 6. Feel how your heart, which was once pounding, begins to slow down, finding a softer rhythm." This exercise teaches the body to come out of alarm mode. 2. Present moment. Awareness. Instead of letting your mind race to what might go wrong tomorrow, bring it back to the now, to this very moment. Feel the gentle wind on your ears. Now, observe the white clouds slowly drifting across the sky. Now, listen to the peaceful sounds of the savannah around you now. The hum of an insect, the rustling of leaves. The present is the only place anxiety cannot reach you. 3. Thoughts are not truths. Just because you thought everyone will laugh at my trunk, or the bridge will collapse, that's not a fact, Eli. It's just an anxious thought, a clumsy attempt by your mind to protect you from a danger that doesn't exist. Thoughts are like clouds. They come and go. You can observe them without having to believe them. With these tricks, Eli discovers that he can talk to anxiety instead of fleeing from it. He begins to practice, and when the internal alarm goes off, he gently says, "Hello, anxiety. Thank you for trying to protect me, but now I'm safe and I can breathe." Over time, his mind's alarm becomes calmer, less shrill. Eli returns to playing, exploring the savannah with renewed curiosity, laughing with his friends. His trunk feels light, and his head, once full of mischievous monkeys, is now calm and at peace. But what if anxiety is very, very strong? Like an overwhelming storm that refuses to pass, even with all of Tina the turtle's tricks? In those moments, it's perfectly okay to seek a psychologist. Thinking about it is like having an experienced guide who knows all the safe paths in the savannah. Someone who can help you understand the map of your mind and find the way out of the storm. There's no shame in asking for help. On the contrary, it's an act of courage and self-care. If you also feel all that Eli the elephant felt, know one very important thing. You are not weak. You are not alone in the savannah of the mind. You just have a sensitive alarm, and, like Eli, you can learn to control it. Talk to someone you trust. Breathe deeply, as Tina the turtle taught. Watch your thoughts pass by. And above all, remember, even big, strong elephants need help sometimes. Subscribe to the channel for more videos from the savannah of the mind, and begin your journey to a calmer mind.